This is the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and we're going to talk about everything you need to know about it under 5 minutes or maybe less. The Apple Watch Ultra 2, which we'll just call the Ultra 2 for simplicity's sake, is an expensive version of the Apple Watch Series 10. That's an oversimplification and a lie. Of course, the Ultra 2 has some more features which might justify its price, but is it still worth it despite being a year older? Well, why the heck not? The Ultra 2, despite being a year older, is a pretty good watch still. Now, sure, the S10 chip on it doesn't really have much of a difference compared to the S9 chip on the Series 10, but the Ultra 2 more than makes up for it. Practically speaking, the Ultra 2 is just like the Series 10 feature-wise, but with some more goodies. Now, of course, the Ultra 2 has sleep tracking and various other features for your vitals like your heart rate. Double tapping, that's a feature on these smartwatches. You can perform different functions on the watch by tapping your thumb and pointing finger together twice. If you've got a call, you can answer that with that gesture. If you want to play music, that gesture is helpful as well. The Ultra 2 has a bigger battery, at 564 mAh compared to the Series 10's measly 327 mAh. You can expect the Ultra 2 to last much longer than the Series 10. That jump in battery size is nothing to scoff at. You'll notice just how much longer it lasts you and you probably won't look back anymore. Just to give you an idea of how much bigger the battery is, the Series 10 can last up to 18 hours on regular usage and 36 hours on low power mode. Now, that's already cool and all, but the Ultra 2 takes it up a notch, lasting 36 hours in regular usage and 72 hours in low power mode. That's almost 2 days worth of usage minimum. The Ultra 2 also has a higher screen brightness. To be fair, it's not like you need it to be that much higher, but it's there if you need it. And with that, the Ultra 2 has a peak brightness of 3000 nits compared to the 2000 nits on the Series 10. The Ultra 2 also has a 100-meter water resistance, which is much more than that of the Series 10. The Series 10 only has 50 meters of water resistance. On another note, the Series 10 has a depth gauge of only 6 meters. The Ultra 2 goes deeper at 40 meters. The GPS on the Ultra 2, being a dual-frequency GPS, is also much better than the GPS on the Series 10. There's also an action button, which is, a button for whatever kind of action you want to bind it to, like a flashlight or, something else, whatever. Apart from that, the Ultra 2 is much more durable and well-built, and has better glass with better protection. Now, the Ultra 2 has a dual speaker setup, and it's also capable of media playback. Imagine that, media playback on a teeny tiny screen with 64 gigabytes of storage. Yes, you heard me right. It's a smartwatch that can store files on it with 64 gigabytes of storage. Now, what about the size? The Ultra 2 has a 49mm case, which is larger than the Series 10 with either a 46 or 42mm case. It doesn't sound like it's much of a difference, and it might not be after all, but you might notice it. Personally though, if I had to pick between the two, I'd choose the Ultra 2. It's not even a what if anymore, I'd 100% choose the Ultra 2. Now, I know it sounded more like I just compared the two watches, but really, it's the truth. That's all you need to know about the Ultra 2. You can scan the QR code here to check out the watch. And why don't you share your thoughts by commenting down below? Let everyone else know if the Ultra 2 is worth it. Speaking of worth, the Ultra 2 costs $769. That's not exactly cheap, especially when you realize it's $400 more expensive than the Series 10. But truthfully, this is more of a man's watch. No, I'm kidding. The Ultra 2 just has that much more features which specific people prefer, and if you're not really one of those people, then you could check out the Series 10 via this QR code. It's cheaper and it might be more your taste. Anyway, I'm Tom. Have a good day.